What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Dear Mr. and Mrs. Bradley. Welcome back to another episode of Dear Mr. and Mrs. Bradley. We got some really great stuff for you guys today. Can't wait to talk with you.
But before we get started, make sure you go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, click the notification bell and make sure you are following us on Instagram. Same name, Bradley Party of Six.
Yes. So, the topic we're going to talk about today actually came up in a discussion me and Cece actually had last night, literally. So, what was the question again?
So, I was scrolling through Facebook and I saw a question that said, if your partner went on vacation, if your spouse went on vacation without you, so maybe they were going on a guy's trip or a girl's trip, and they said that they did not want to talk to you the entire trip, would you be okay with that? Like, no communication, no text, no calls, no nothing, no emails, no smoke screens, nothing. They don't want to talk to you because they want to relax with and be in the moment on their trip.
So how long is this trip? Is it 2 days? Is it 3 days? Is it a week?
They didn't say.
Okay. So would that matter to you? If I say like, hey, I'm going to kick it with my boys this weekend. It's Friday night I'm leaving. I'll be back Sunday afternoon.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I don't care how much of a length of time you're gone. I need to communicate with you in some form, whether it be text, whether it be calling, whether something. I need to communicate with you, and I need to communicate with you daily. We don't have to talk every day, but I need to communicate with you daily, probably more than once a day.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that's a little absurd. And I know it was actually some people on there who agreed with it. A lot
of people.
Who agree with it. I think it's a little absurd. I'm not saying that you guys gotta talk to the extent of which you talk on a daily when you're at home. Like for the most part, we talk. Obviously, we see each other in the morning. One of us usually texts in the afternoon to check and see how the other person's doing. Maybe when she leaving to grab the girls or the kids, she might give me a call, and I call on my way home from work. So we have about 3 or 4 check-ins throughout the day. On vacation, I get that. You may not need to talk like that frequently.
You may not talk all day, every day.
Right, that frequently, but good morning. Hey, what you doing? What you up to? And all right, I'm about to get ready to go to bed. I think that is more than adequate to be able to do with your significant other while you're on a trip.
So a lot of people were basically their comments were that they trust their partner, so they don't feel the need to talk to them while they're gone because they trust their partner. One, I don't think it has anything to do with trust. I think it's just more so, what are you doing that you can't check in and say, hey, how you doing? How was your day today? Like, what are you doing that's so significant? I understand you're on vacation, and I'm not trying to like impede in that, and I wouldn't want you to impede in my vacation because we traveled separately several times before. So like, there's no need to talk all day, even when we're gone, we still text and communicate like throughout the day, which that's just us. But what are you doing that's so important that you can't stop and just say, hey, how's your day? Or it's too much for you if I stop and text you and say, hey, how's your day?
Yeah, I've literally been on like trips for work where like my regional or something might be like, all right, we're gonna put our phones away. We need to really concentrate on what we're doing today. Boom, phones go away. Lunchtime, guess what I'm doing? I'm jumping on my phone and say, hey, just letting you know, meeting's going well or whatever. I'll talk to you later. Like, it don't have to be like detailed or long, drawn out conversation.
And I've been the same way. Like, I've been on work trips. I've been on trips with my girls. The last trip we took separately, I went to Dallas last year, right before the pandemic hit. I went to Dallas to visit my cousin. Me and Mariah went, and I talked to him throughout the day. Like, it just, a couple of times. Yeah.
I know. Same thing with me. I went to Vegas right before the pandemic hit. Was out there with my boy. Went to see a fight, and was out there literally just me and him. And I checked in, held throughout the trip. So let me play devil's advocate with this one. So if I was a guy or a girl and I say, hey, I need to get away. I'm really trying to think, like, what capacity is it to, like, I guess I really can't even wrap my head around to what capacity you would need to not communicate with your significant other.
Well, it's funny. That's another thing that people were bringing up in the comments who were for this not communicating. They were saying that, if you need a self-care day or weekend or whatever, maybe some people like to take self-care weekends, which I think is cool. Like, maybe you just get a hotel room in your city and it's just you and you just need a decompression weekend, or maybe just some concentrated time to work or something like that. I think that's super cool. But I don't feel like that my home life is so toxic that I can't at least call or check in and say, hey, this is going well. Thanks for giving me this time. I appreciate it. What are you up to? How's your day been? Okay, well, I'll talk to you later. Like, I don't feel like my home life is that toxic that even if I am taking a self-care weekend, which is a great idea, by the way, and I should do it. But even if I am taking a self-care weekend, I don't feel like that it would be like it would just impede on that weekend to talk to you.
I guess that's kind of what it would go back to, because we have times here where, like, more so her than me, where she's trying to get things done, and obviously we within the house, and I'll literally bring all the kids upstairs, and I'll be like, nobody can go downstairs and bother mommy for the next 2 to 3 hours, and I just let her do what she need to get done down here and knock it out. And to that aspect, I can get it. Like, maybe you bog down, maybe it's a lot going on, maybe, hey, I'm just gonna take the kids for a while. I don't know. Again, maybe that goes back to that too. I don't think our dynamic and way we flow is so, maybe it's kind of like a on track to an extent. Not saying anybody who does this is not on track, but so on track that we don't need anything like that.
I do feel like, honestly, we talk. I don't feel like we talk a lot, but when I talk to other people and how they talk throughout the day, like, we communicate a lot throughout the day when I look at other people's dynamics. So even if you don't communicate as much, like, we communicate all day. So I feel like it would just be weird to go a day without or talking to you, or even when it's been a few hours, we'll check in with each other, even at work, like on a daily basis. When it's been a few hours, it'll be like, hey, how's your day? I don't think I've ever went to work and there's been a day where,
except when you're mad at me,
we haven't talked.
That's when I can tell you got an attitude. If she got an attitude or something, then I won't.
Well, that's a different story.
I won't hear from her for the day, and I'll be like, oh, still feels some kind of way.
So on a normal day, like, I don't think I've ever been to work and we just haven't talked throughout the day, like anything. We've said something throughout the day, whether it's sending a joke or a funny meme or just saying hi, how's your day? Like, we do that. So we do those like check-ins all day. So that's not everybody's relationship, and that's fine. Like, you don't, just because we do it don't mean that everybody's going to do it that way. However, even if you only check in with each other once a day, I feel like that's even more. Why is that such a problem? If somebody checks in with you once a day while you gone.
Yeah, again, like I said, I don't really, and I don't know. I guess that, I don't know. I don't really have a lot of people that I communicate with in that aspect to know how they communicate with their significant other. So the way we do it seems pretty normal. I know people who like when I worked in the hospital, even when I worked in the hospital, I still, like, when I go on lunch, I would send a text. Because when I worked in the hospital, you were not allowed to have your cell phone on the floor. So those type of jobs, factories, hospitals, I get it. Maybe you may not speak to your significant other throughout the day because you can't have your phone on you, which I still think is crazy because what if it's an emergency? But that's a whole nother thing. Are you okay with going a whole weekend without speaking to your significant other, or week, or trip? I just, to me, that's just a little crazy to me.
I just don't understand why.
Yeah. Like,
I would need to understand why, and you better come with some good hard facts
as to why. Unless your significant other, like, if you need, to me, and maybe this is really, really crazy, if you need that much of a disconnect from your significant other, like, you probably should do. You guys should probably be in some kind of counseling. To me,
that's what I said. I said my home life isn't that toxic where I feel like I don't want to talk to you for a whole 24, 48, 72 hours. Like, my home life is just not that toxic. So, I don't know. Hopefully I ain't hurt anybody's feelings, but I'm just saying.
So, I thought that was a great topic, though. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. let us know down below how you guys feel about this topic. Can you go? What's the longest amount of time you've ever went without speaking to your significant other? Or would you be okay with your significant other taking a trip like this where they like, I don't want to talk to you this entire trip? I really would like to know what you guys think and feel down below.
That would be so interesting, yeah, to know what you guys think, because like I said, I was scrolling through these comments and there were far more people than I thought. Like, actually, it was pretty split, where people were saying, no, that's fine, I don't mind not talking to them, I trust them, I'm cool. So I would love to know what you guys think.
All right, so that's gonna do it for this video. Until the next episode is Mr. and Mrs. Bradley checking out. Peace.